neighbor, come to me. Don't be afraid of what you see. All right. When you want to know information, you go to the source. Because when you hear it from other people, they're not going to tell you the truth. Even if they think they're telling the truth, they're not going to tell the truth because they don't know everything. When I want to know something about a specific individual, I'm going to go directly to that person. If there's any changes going on in their life, they will let you know. There's always going to be a group of friends or even associates or even people, excuse me, who you might not even consider friends. And they will tell the business that they think they know. You know, today is St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day for those individuals who celebrate this day. Today, I was asked to go out for drinks. Now, you know the person couldn't know me because everybody knows I don't drink. So this individual came to me and said, "Oh, I heard that you went out for drinks with somebody last week or something." I said, "No, you must have the story wrong because I don't drink." And my friends who were around me were cracking up because they said, "You know she don't drink." It's important that when you go to anyone and you listen to people's stories, their versions of a story, sometimes people actually do believe that they know you, but they really don't. There was a woman who was going around family members who she hadn't been around in years. And everyone had a little story that they'd heard about her. I heard, but no one heard the truth. It's like it's an illusion. You can find that this is the reason why we find ourselves in situations where we find our own soul family. Our people who we tend to hang around and we know that we don't have to put on airs, we don't have to be phony, we could just be ourselves. You know, sometimes you find yourself in a circle of friends and you're basically coming or joining with them maybe once a week, once a month, whatever. And when you're hanging out with this group of friends, you can't really be yourself because they make you feel uncomfortable. Well, then those are not your friends. Find a group of people who you feel comfortable around, that you know you can be honest, you can be yourself. Because if you have to put on airs and you have to be somebody different, then that means that they're not accepting you and you are not accepting them. Because why would you be around a group of people who you know are not accepting you? If you got to do all of that, then what is the point? We already have enough uptight moments sometimes when you're in a work environment and you know you have to do this job and you might not like the job that you're doing. Or you might find that you go around a family reunion or during the holidays. Sometimes you're around certain family members who, you know, don't like you, but you hang around them because this is family. Well, you know, this is 2024. Things are different. You need to be around people who are embracing you, who are loving you, who are welcoming you when you come around. Because if you're going to be around people who do not welcome you, who do not love you, who do not support you, then what are we really doing here? We need to make sure that we are doing the things that are going to uplift us, the things that are going to make us happy. If you have a group of friends that you have to be phony around or you have to do things just to make them happy, like there's this guy who was online recently, and he was saying how he was hanging out with his friends and they always sequestered him to do things that he didn't want to do. But he wanted them to be his friends and he wanted to be accepted. So he started doing all these little things. Landed him in jail because he was so busy doing what they wanted him to do. And it was almost like they were wanting him to do things just to make everyone laugh. If you have to make everyone laugh when you come around them and you have to be someone else to do it, then again, those are not your friends. You have to be your own friend sometimes. Sometimes you have to separate from the bigger crowd and go ahead and try to work out your differences with yourself. You know, there's always going to be a group of friends or a group of people, that you come around because they're not friends. A group of people who you feel that you don't feel as comfortable around. Like I told you guys before, I was at a job and I know the people did not really welcome me, but they came into my classroom just the same. And it was a very uptight moment. when you're feeling uncomfortable in a group of, of people, and sometimes what that is that's your intuitive information coming through, your body communicating that something isn't right. And if you stay in the environment, you can actually get sick. People have gotten sick from being around different individuals because sometimes a person doesn't mean you well. And let's say they're chanting something, who knows what they're doing. But when you're in a certain environment, this is your body telling you, your intuitive gland, so to speak, your intuitive person inside telling you that this is not right for you. And if it isn't a good fit, you don't force it. How does that song go? Don't fix it, don't force it, let it happen naturally. Should it happen if love was meant to be? Now, I think that song is talking about something deeper, but the point is that if you're uncomfortable in an environment, then maybe that's God's way of showing you that this is not for you. Puzzle pieces fit because they belong there. If you don't belong somewhere and you're forcing yourself to be in that environment, usually the outcome is not so good, So let us try to figure out where it is that we fit in, okay? Because where you fit in is always in God's world. But where you choose to go, now that might be a different environment. So let us choose to go where we belong, where we are always welcome, where we feel most comfortable. And if it's going to be a challenge where, let's say it's a class that you have to take, and you're challenged, then that means that maybe you need to study a little bit harder. But it shouldn't be that difficult when you're in an environment of people. First of all, God placed us all here for a reason. And you have to realize that you do share more in common with some people than not. So if you treat other people with the amount of care and love that you want to be treated with, then of course things will balance out a lot better. Because after all, it is so lovely being you. And who wouldn't want to be around you, being the loving person that you are? And if you're not, let us work towards the goal of being a loving person. You don't have to love everybody, and you don't always have to agree with everyone, but we can all be respectful. And it doesn't hurt to say hello. So, you have a wonderful day, and I hope you're enjoying your weekend. Happy St. Patrick's Day.